You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I've got your early edition spoilers for November 4th through the 8th. Brooke and Carter are going to be furious next week, probably by the end of this week, honestly, but definitely into next week, and they're going to be doing some scheming, I expect. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do on early edition day, we're going to start with what's coming the rest of this week just to set up everything for the following week. So as you have seen, things are getting spicy around Forrester Creations. I was very impressed, actually, on Tuesday's episode that Ivy said to Ridge before she presented her portfolio, Steffy already said no. So the spoilers kind of made it sound like she was going around Steffy, but she really wasn't. Eric invited her there, and she told Ridge that Steffy had already said no. So he had the opportunity to say, oh, okay, well, if that's what she said, then, that's what it is. But he is her co-CEO. So I think it's fair that he listened to it, but the spoilers were misleading, and I was impressed with Ivy, and it looks like the jewelry line is definitely on, and Brooke and her coming to Ridge about Steffy and bringing her personal stuff into the office, especially when now she knows what Carter and Hope are doing personally at the office. I was like, that's not going to go well when it all comes out. And it all starts coming out on Wednesday, October 30th. So Hope makes a big faux pas on Wednesday, and Carter was ending Tuesday's episode very angry about the way that Steffy talked to Hope, and he got very confrontational with Steffy. And of course, she reminded him, I'm still your boss too. So I feel like Hope may overstep actually with Steffy, but we'll see how it goes. And Taylor spends some time talking to Ridge on the October 30th episode, updates him on her broken heart syndrome. Hopefully getting their chakras aligned just made it all better. I saw an interview with Rebecca Budig recently, and she was talking about her wish list for the character, and she said she wants Taylor to get a romance all of her own. I agree, and I hope that happens. And then Thursday, October 31st is the first day of November sweeps, and we're going to have scenes at Il Giardino. Sheila has gone all witchy and has everything spooky, although Daddy Deacon is not in costume. And we have the little toe treats and all the weirdness. And Carter stops by the pizza place and ends up talking to Deacon, and he is telling Hope's dad that there's great things coming to Forrester, and he thinks Hope's going to be part of it. And I think Carter is overestimating his ability to sell his new plan, because people are not on board. Basically, just Hope and Carter seem to be enthused. Zende too, but he's got no decision-making power. So while Carter is over talking to Deacon about these great things coming for Hope, Steffy is furious. And I'm sure it's at something that Hope has said or done, or that Carter has said or done, and she takes some serious action that is going to change everything, and it's a co-CEO thing, and I don't think it has anything to do with the jewelry line. I think it has to do with the Hope for the Future line. Friday, November 1st, Brooke is going to be very upset because Ridge backs Steffy's big decision, and everything gets chaotic. But with Ridge and Steffy and their voting shares, it's the lion's share. Plus, Eric seems to be seeing eye to eye with Ridge and Steffy on these important issues. So going into the week of November 4th through the 8th, it is going to be the first full week of November sweeps. So expect big, big things like a brewing civil war at Forrester Creations. Ivy and Electra seems like they've got their jewelry line, and I don't think Steffy is going to try and fight with her dad over this, especially if they've got funds to spend on it because they've cut Hope for the Future. Like, I think Steffy is willing to concede on that point if she gets to cut the line that she thinks needs to be cut. And so maybe the design office is going to become the jewelry line office. We'll see. But Carter is on fire about how Steffy talked to Hope, but she also wrote Carter a reality check about her being his boss. And when she goes in a direction that he doesn't want, we'll see exactly who gets their way, Steffy or Carter. And, obviously Eric and Ridge consider Carter family, and that's fine. But in the end, we're talking about business, and Carter is promoting a line that's not performing, and that is very suspect. And Will Spencer should be first in line to welcome Electra to the Forrester team. I wonder if he's going to decide he wants to be more than an intern and may want to be a full-time Forrester Creations employee to stick around the pretty girl. Dollar Bill would absolutely hate that. The idea of his son working full-time with the dressmaker would drive him crazy. So I'm just wondering if we're going to see Carter and Brooke conspiring to try and take Steffy down. Neither of them are going to be happy about the big move she makes in the first week. And when it comes to this week of November 4th through the 8th, I think they are going to figure out what they can do to reverse it, stop it, get some payback. And it's kind of ironic because Brooke was in the CEO office with Ridge trying to leverage her personal relationship with Ridge to get him to rein in Steffy, who she thinks is taking personal grudges to work. And Ridge was very clear with Brooke even this week where he said, no, that's just business. So Brooke has already been warned. Ridge fired a shot across the bow and, Brooke tried to use him being her boyfriend to get her way. And I don't think that's going to sail with him at all. And I think we can all agree at this point, there's no separation of business and personal at Forrester Creations, and there hasn't been in decades. Meanwhile, Taylor is going to check back in with Ridge just as things are getting tense between him and Brooke. But please, Brad Bell, do not go down the road of Ridge waffling. Just please don't do it. And with Ivy setting up shop in LA at Forrester Creations, now she needs to sort out her love life. So is Liam just going to be very upfront and tell her, I want Hope back. I really want to make this reconciliation happen. Or is Liam going to do what he usually does and send mixed signals? So he's got Ivy there as a backup in case things don't work out with Hope, which I think we all know by now it's not going to work out with Hope. And last, Eric seems to agree with Ridge on the jewelry line being a good thing, which is good. And Eric seems to also agree that Hope for the Future is pretty much a lost cause, and they have given it time and time and time. And both Eric and Ridge have said Steffy has gone overboard to give her enough time to pull it out of the slump, and it's just not pulling out. And Eric, Ridge, and Steffy all agree that Carter's pitch isn't a fit for Forrester Creations, at least not right now. So what will Brooke and Carter do with no allies and nobody on their side with voting shares? I don't think they're going to lie down and take it, so I'm very interested to see what steps they take to try and flip the script, somehow get Hope's line back, shut Steffy down, get their agenda through, even though none of them are Forresters, and this is Forrester Creations.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.